Hola mi buena gente, and welcome back to another episode of What the F is going on here? Hello there guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Blanca and I create anti-MLM and lifestyle videos. If you're interested in any of those topics, then definitely hit the red subscribe button. I would love to have you guys join our community here. I do also have an Instagram and TikTok account that I will be linking down below in the description box, as well as leaving it up here on the screen for you. Today's video, we have the recap of the Monat Las Vegas 2022 reunion trip. Let me just say, this was awful. A year ago when I did start making anti-MLM content, I did cover the 2021 Las Vegas trip. So I did look back to that video, just trying to compare what has changed, what has stayed the same, and lo and behold, everything's kind of stayed the same. Minor difference is the hotel, but I mean, they're still the same in the sense that Monat is cheap as fuck. My opinion. But we're gonna get to why I think that. So I think I am going to break this into two parts. I am going to be discussing the qualifications, what are the requirements, and like the fine print of it all. And then I'm just gonna be obviously reacting to a lot of these people's content, their reels, stories, pictures, you name it. A lot of you guys, I love you guys. Because you have been so diligent in sending me just clips and screenshots of like what everybody was doing, because you know a lot of these ladies do have me blocked on Instagram. P.S. that doesn't really make a difference. I still get your stuff. But I digress. So for those of you who are wondering what is this Las Vegas reunion trip, let's go to Monat's website and see what this is all about. We're headed to the MGM Hotel and Casino in lavish Las Vegas for Monat Reunion 2022, and your Monat family is expected. Ugh. Anytime they say like Monat family or Mo fam, which they're gonna mention at the end of like their little description here, like there's something in my core that just makes me go, ugh. Spend 4 fabulous days networking, learning, and witnessing our newest launches and announcements, just steps from the Las Vegas trip. If you've been to Reunion before, you know, and if you haven't, you'll soon discover nothing compares to the thrill of getting together with your Monat family, bursting with joy, beaming with pride, steeped in gratitude. It's what we do. It's that Mo family feeling. Yeah, I wonder what Angelique and people from Q Science have to say from that. If you ask Angelique, she'll tell you that's a lie. If you ask Lynette, Claudia, and all the girls that have left from Monat to Q Science, which I did a previous video on, they're also going to tell you that this whole feeling of steeped in gratitude and beaming with pride is a bunch of horse shit. More on the team that has left Monat and has gone to Q Science. They're not happy right about now. Let's just leave it at that. If you so happen to come across any Monat reps' stories, IG reels, or pictures or anything like that of that nature, then you will notice that they were really marketing this as something that Monat themselves were doing, that it was an earned trip, that our company is spoiling us, which again, we're gonna see a lot of double speak with a lot of these people, because they're gonna say we're a business owner, but then within that same sentence say that our company is spoiling us. It's like, which is it, ma'am? Is it the company that you work for spoiling you, or is it the trip that you earned because you're a business owner? I want to know. If you want to talk about earned, I wouldn't say that that is the right word for it, because if anything, the people that should be going to these trips should be the ones that are literally at the bottom of the totem pole, because those are the ones that got all of these people that went to this trip to go. They're the ones that made it possible for them to be at Las Vegas, or to be at any of these trips that Monat is always incentivizing people to just keep recruiting, keep selling products. And by selling, I mean just shilling it to their own downlines and have them buy it, essentially. This trip is supposed to be like a vacation, right? Let me tell you, they were there for 4 days, Monday through Thursday, and every single day there was some sort of event going on. And if you weren't allowed to go to these events because some of these events were exclusive to certain ranks, then you were going to a conference. So how the heck is this a vacation? I am sorry, if I'm going to a conference, if I am going to some sort of event, that is not a vacation. That is work. That's a work conference. Here we have the agenda, and then it says here on day 1, you arrive and you check in, and then you have the MDC recognition night, which is the $1 Million Club earners. I have such a gripe with this, because the high-ranking reps in Monat, they know that this is $1 million in commission, but they purposely leave out the word commission in sales to make it seem like these people are freaking millionaires. I mean, some of them are, but not through Monat. They were already millionaires like Jimena Duque. The MDC recognition night event was by invite only. I think it was like A and B or higher that could go to this event. I'm not too sure what was like the specific rank. I'm pretty sure if we look at the asterisk, we could find out. But the event was from 7 to 10 p.m. at night, 3 hours, to see people walk across the stage and pretend that they don't work for corporate or for a corporation, but they're kind of technically are, and that they have made $1 million. I can think of a million ways to spend my time and not be at this bullshit. But day 2, right from the jump, 9 a.m. to 12:40 p.m. you had a general session, and then in the evening you had a reception from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Day 3, we had the director's brunch from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then it was a full day of leisure. If this is a vacation, shouldn't we already be doing this? Shouldn't we already be relaxing? Shouldn't we already just be enjoying our time in Vegas? But so much for that time freedom, huh? Day 4, you check out of the hotel and like that's when you leave. Like, so you literally only get 1 day to do leisurely things without having to technically do anything, because if you weren't at the rank of that director, then you really had the entire day to do whatever you want on the 3rd day of this work conference, because let's call it what it is, you know, a spade to spade. Moving on to the qualifications, most of these reps, if you wanted to go, they had to meet these qualifications 5 consecutive months, not 5 months in total, 5 consecutives, one right after the other, out of the 6 months of the qualification period, which was from August 1st of 2021 to January 31st of 2022. So they had from August to January to pretty much qualify for this trip. From reading the documents from Monat, like, you know, their policies and procedures, to having previous encounters with ex-Monat reps, and then one that's currently in there was not so kind and said that because I am a Latina, that I should be supporting her because she's also a Latina. I'm looking at you, Team Mamacita. Anyway, as we all know, there is a difference between career rank and then paid as rank. So the career rank is the highest rank that you have reached within the company. Paid as is the rank that you're getting paid as. It's right there in the name. So let's say if somebody reached the rank of executive director, but they didn't re-rank to ED, then they wouldn't be paid as an ED. That would just be their career rank, and then their paid as would be whatever rank they were able to achieve for that month. I know it's kind of confusing and they purposely make it that way, but if we look at the criteria here, it says that in order to go as a career rank, you have to be of MP, MMP, AMB, and MB enrolled as of August 1st, 2021. I do believe that Monat gives a grace period of a month in order to qualify for this trip. So technically you could enroll in September, but you have to go and meet all of these requirements from September until January in order to qualify for the trip. Here's the thing. There's a little fine print at the bottom of this. At the bottom of the criteria, which a lot of people, including myself, tend to not read the fine print on a lot of things, but most of these things are not MLM products, so I'm kind of in the good here. But with Monat, that's not the case. They make it seem as though this trip is meant for everybody. Hello, market partners can go. That they say that that's one of the career ranks that can go to these trips. However, read at the bottom, it says all market partners must be paid as MMP or above in January 2022 to qualify. This is extremely important because in order to move from MP, which is the first rank in Monat, to MMP, which is the second rank, you have to at least recruit 2 people in order to be in that rank. So this trip is really not meant for everybody, but they're trying to make it seem like it is. For this trip, Monat has 3 different tiers, and depending on which tier you land on, you get, I guess, more amenities to go along with your stay or whatever, right? So tier 1, you have to either have a personal volume of 1,200 or 2,000 PV, and PV is personal volume, and when you do translate this, it's products in dollars that you have to have either in sales or that you yourself purchase by being in Monat. That's a fuck ton of products and money. Because if we're being realistic, these are not gonna be sold to people. These are gonna be bought by the reps themselves. If you do get to tier 1, then your award is the trip and a single room. Tier 2 is 2,400 PV or 3,500 PV, and that would include the trip, single room, and $300 towards meals. The last tier is 3,600 PV or 5,000 PV, and the award will be a trip for two, second round trip flight for a spouse or a non-MP adult guest must be with the same itinerary plus a single room plus $300 towards meal. Something to note is that the minimum for, let's say if you reach the first column, says your minimum 600 PV or 50% must be from customer purchases each month, VIP or retail. And then on the second half, it says minimum 1,500 PV or 75% must be from customer purchases each month, VIP or retail. So 50% of like the personal volume has to be from either customer sales or the other half being, you know, you yourself purchasing these products. The last little tidbit in the column, it says trip includes round trip coach class, airfare, 3-night resort accommodations, admissions to training day and reception. I can't wait until we get to the part of where we're talking about the accommodations and the flight, because all of these girlies were talking about, oh, the company is spoiling us, they're treating us real nice. Have you seen the goodie bags that they were given? Did you see where they were staying? Nothing wrong with the MGM Grand, but ma'am, it's not the Caesar Palace is what I'm trying to say. I do want to say that all the way at the bottom, it does say August is automatic. Get a jump of the qualifications from August 1st to the 31st. It says here, double your first month, achieve PV of 1,200 more in August, and will automatically count a second month towards your tier 1 qualifications. This just tells me that Monat is desperate. And I don't blame them. There is a rumor that is going around that they've lost about 44,000 market partners within like the last quarter. And the OG, the very first market partner, has revealed herself to, you know, for lack of a better way of saying it, in, I think it was in Detective Lovey's stories, where she was just going on and ranting about people leaving Monat and that they were not going to find anything better. They were not going to succeed in any other MLM.
Let me tell you this quick tip. To have longevity and success in network marketing is pick one company, fall in love with it, have passion for the products, the people, the paycheck, and stick with it and stop jumping.
Tell me you're mad without telling me you're mad. Tell me you are worried without telling me that you're worried that you might have to start putting some work, or that this is going to be falling apart for you very quickly. As much as these Monat girls are going to tell you that this trip was free, earned, and that they put in the hard work and that's why they're being rewarded, I just went through like what are the requirements that they have to meet in order to even qualify for this trip. So not earned, not free, obviously. Then we get into the accommodations and flight. Those are the two things that Monat is paying for. And those are the two things that this company was just, it's an utter embarrassment. They were fucking cheap. It's not that expensive to go to the MGM, especially in April, from Monday through Thursday. It's not that expensive to stay at this hotel. Again, it's not the Caesars, it's not the Astoria Waldorf. Don't know if I'm even saying that right. It's not one of these luxury hotels that you're staying at from like Friday to Sunday or something like that. And then the flights, Spirit and Frontier. Nothing wrong with Frontier or Spirit because I've flown both of them. However, that's not flying first class in Delta or, you know, Qatar Airways. And on top of that, there are certain regulations or certain rules that you have to follow in order to book a flight within Spirit and Frontier. Let's go over that. Conditions of accepting airfare paid by Monat. Round trip air travel to McCarran International Airport, Las Vegas will be provided by Monat for one primary market partner per qualifying market partner identification number. Air travel must be booked at the lowest available fare and for travel on the scheduled program arrival and departure date. Travelers may be asked to make up one connection in each direction of flight. Should doing so result in saving to Monat of $200 or greater and connection time is less than 2 hours between flights. If non-stop flights are available in your market and the difference in fare is less than $50 over the lowest available connecting flight, non-flights will be permitted. Well, non-stop flights will be permitted. A corporation that makes millions upon millions of dollars from their market partners, and they could not be bothered to get them even fucking like economy or business, or like, I am so flabbergasted by this shit. Any request to travel on days other than the scheduled program arrival and departure dates is subject to written approval by Monat. Monat is not obligated to cover airfare for travel on dates outside of the specified program travel dates. Market partners must book airline tickets through our partnered agency. Tickets booked directly with airlines or through any other means are not reimbursable. Checked baggage, preferred seating assignments, and other auxiliary airline fees are the responsibilities of the traveler. Once ticketed, airlines change in fees other travelers' responsibilities if applicable. Basically, if your flight is canceled, flight is changed, anything that you have to pay for that is extra is on you, boo-boo. But Monat is definitely the best company to work for. They are taking us on this trip. They're pouring into us. But you gotta pay for all of this extra bullshit. Something that I also want to make very, very clear here on my channel is that these trips for any MLM is considered taxable income. So not only do you have to buy your way there, you're also going to have to pay for it yet again at the end of the year when you're paying taxes. Directors or market partners attending Reunion 2022 will be solely responsible for income taxes attributable to incentive trips and other awards. I can't even begin to wrap my head around how these people think that this is a free paid for trip. I really can't. Realistically speaking, I could go to Vegas right now and spend way less money than what these market partners spend and not even pay for it at the end of the year when tax seasons come. If you want more of a breakdown and more math when it comes to breaking down like what it might have cost these market partners to go, please go and check out Hannah Alonso's video. I'm here to give you sass, Hannah will give you the math, okay? You must be asking yourself, why do MLM companies hold these types of trips, conferences every year? The answer is simple, my friends. It is to reinvigorize and continue the brainwashing of their reps so that they can continue to be there and make more money, and to also make content so that they can reel in more people, recruit more people, so that the pyramid scheme, in my opinion, can continue working so that the people at the bottom don't make anything, but the people at the top are making all the money. On this trip, they did the typical MLM shenanigans. They announced new products, new flavors, they are dancing, they're pretty much getting people on this big euphoria, on like pretty much like in a manic state. A lot of them, they were on their story saying, I cannot sleep, I'm so excited, I have like so much energy. It's like they're on 24/7 and that is exhausting. They were also recognizing the very tippy top. That's where we all met Anna. Or is it Anne? I think it's Anne. But she is allegedly the first market partner ever within Monat, so you know she's making boatloads of money. So she was recognized. I think she was inducted into the $10 million commission in sales club. Moving on to some cringy ass clips. Here we have some Monat Hunt thinking that she met Lady Gaga. We have here good old Erica Erica Auckland. Yeah, I haven't featured her too much, but she's the rep that if you question her, she will tell you that you have some sort of mental health problem. That tells you what kind of person she is. But she reposted this onto her stories and says, my girl is on her first paid trip to Vegas by Monat. She worked so hard and there are so many others on this trip in her future. So freaking proud of you. See you in the Bahamas. She's one of the girls that didn't go. Granted, it's because she has a newborn, but again, could be because she doesn't want to be seen with lower ranking reps either. Allegedly, in my opinion. I don't know if this was advertised or has ever been advertised in other trips with Monat where you can have a meet and greet with none other than Luis Urdaneta, Ray and Lou Urdaneta, his children, and Stuart McMillan. Again, reps have taken pictures with them plenty of times in other trips and other events when they've seen them. What company, what CEO advertises to meet with them as a meet and greet? I can tell you this, Target and Walmart have not done that shit. This is just such culty behavior. Like, who does this? Who? We have this story from this particular market partner stating, as she's driving, by the way, which is very dangerous. Don't do that. Still absolutely surreal that this is the reality of network marketing. It's so much more than sales. It's so much more than social media. It's so much more than shampoo. It's an opportunity to prove that you deserve all the luxury life has to offer. I couldn't imagine another way to live life on your own terms and be so highly rewarded, simply for sharing amazing products and helping others do the same. So in love with this life. It's not about the sales. It is not about the shampoo. It is about the lifestyle that you're selling on social media though, because you're not making money off by selling the products. The products are just there to be as a facade. I've said this plenty of times in my video. The products literally are just secondary. They are there just to look pretty. Son decoraciones. The primary and critical thing here is that you recruit enough people so that you don't have to do as much work and you make a lot more money. This is not a paid for trip. I cannot stress this enough in this video. This is not any of their trips within any MLM is not a paid for or free trip that you earned with. with them. You bought your way there. And you really can't imagine living another way. There isn't other careers or other things that could be fulfilling for people, that could be providing a luxury style or luxury lifestyle for them. Doctors have this same lifestyle, even better. Or engineers or people that work in corporate America. I did gather some videos from the MDC night. It's literally recognizing the people that are profiting off of people who are not making any money. And it is utterly sad and disgusting to see, because they're making all of this money. Meanwhile, their own downline is suffering and not making diddly squat. Here's an overview of people going to the event, like super manic, super hyper, just so much energy. And the reason why, well, we all know why, is just to keep people really engaged and just keep the brainwash going. What I found extremely funny was the fact that only them and nobody else outside of who is not a part of Monat was extremely excited over the new pineapple flavor for their like energy drink, which is the same bullshit that Arbonne has. It's kind of like their little fizz sticks version. And the purpose of Monat releasing new flavors, releasing new different types of products, even though they started off as a hair care system, is to keep it interesting, keep it spicy, right? Because they have to keep up the facade that this is a company that is selling products, when in reality they're really making the money by having people being recruited within the company so that they can make money off of that. Here are a few examples of what I mean when these trips are also used as a way to create content. All of the big top dogs get together, they create reels. They may or may not like each other, they may or may not have genuine friendship among each other, but we all know if people within Monat see somebody like Brittany Rose and Christina Smallwood working together, be like, oh, look at them, two big earners within Monat working together, creating content. Look at their lifestyle. They're living so comfortably, so lavishly. They're going on these trips. Meanwhile, they don't really know the reality of it all. This particular one is laughable. You can dance with us. How do you start your work conferences? First of all, I'm not in a cult, so there's that. And then two, it's interesting that people that are in MLMs or follow Rachel Hollis do this bullshit dance party for like team meetings or their conferences. Like, and the irony of it all is that you can dance with us. Meanwhile, she was just caught in a scandal trying to bully and intimidate Angelique for speaking out against her. Well, not even against her, but just speaking out her mind and questioning certain things about Monat, and then just asking a simple question of whether or not she was doing a particular thing with her team, and if they are, should she be implementing it with her own team at the time. But I guess that was too much for Christina Smallwood to comprehend. That that's not something that is not someone questioning you, that is more so just asking a simple question. More proof that certain reps treat people like Brittany Rose, Christina Smallwood, Salvage Sold, who didn't go this time around for unforeseen circumstances. And then Alicia Blanco, who we will be talking about her in future videos. But they treat them like celebrities, because we have here, again, having a meet and greet with these people. What the fuck did they do in order for them to be having a meet and greet? They're not celebrities or movie stars. They, like, what did you do other than just recruit people into a pyramid scheme and scam them out of money? There was a few like culty things going on. I saw several stories of many different reps, you know, just talking about Stuart McMillan, who's the president of Monat, as some sort of pastor, and then treating the reps as if they were a congregation. If that is not some culty shit, I don't know what is.
And it's so funny because this has really become our DNA. Gratitude is Monat's DNA. And when I see and hear people who are anti-Monat, I go, you have no idea what we're doing. You know, you have no idea the impact that we're having on the world. And so I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Gratitude is not what we do, it's who we are.
Gratitude is not who we are, it's what we do, or something along those lines. Sir, so then why didn't you pay out Angelique's commission and then the RBG girls' commission? That's the real gag. Because if you were really about gratitude and paying it forward, why didn't you pay that poor MP's hospital bills when she got into a car accident, lost her boyfriend, and then she had this astronomical hospital bill due to that accident? But you said, no, we can't do that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, all about gratitude and paying it forward. My ass. I forgot to mention, somebody actually got married on this trip. I am not lying. Somebody fucking got married on this trip.
Las Vegas, baby. I now pronounce two of you husband and wife, which means, sir, you may now for the first time ever lovely wife. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, say hello to RJ Gabrielle McCoy. Yeah!
Here's a screenshot from one of the reps talking about Stuart McMillan and being a pastor and what have you. Ending our trip as we usually do, prayer and worship. Our President Stuart, throughout all his life, thought that he would be a pastor, and it never happened. Through the last 7 years of growing Monat, he now knows this is his ministry. And he has impacted more lives here than he ever thought possible. Well, if you take into account how many people he has helped get scammed, then yeah, he's made a negative impact in people's lives. The faith manipulation in here, along with the emotional, is just utterly disgusting. It's mind-boggling and fascinating to see at the same time how people can be so enthralled and engulfed in these types of things and not see like the signs and the red flags of how they're being manipulated. It's astounding, to say the least. When you're working, when you're going to work, it shouldn't be normal for an employer to be talking about his or her faith or faith in general. You're going there to work. People come from all walks of life. They're not the same. They don't practice the same religion. In the context of MLMs, using religion is a huge component. It is quite honestly, in my opinion, one of the vital components in order to keep everything running smoothly. Or else, how are they going to manipulate people, right? If you take the person's faith and you connect it to the MLM and you just blur the lines ever so effortlessly, it'll be that much more difficult for that person to, one, start questioning things, seeing the red flags, and then ultimately leave the MLM company, because they're going to be so engulfed with that MLM. Their identity is going to be that MLM that they don't know who they are outside of it all. I did see a couple of reps posting some screenshots onto their stories about how there's 76 millionaires or some crap like that. Guys, there's about to be over 100 millionaires in Monat. When I tell you this is the right place, the proof is in the pudding. Mind you, we have only been open less than 8 years. I cannot reiterate this enough. Please go to Hannah Alonso's channel. I cannot recommend her enough. She did the math. She took this 100 number and then divided, I think she said, by the estimated number of market partners, which she put it at 320,000 market partners. And the amount, or the percent I should say, of people that are in this and it can be achieved at that, like, I have a higher chance being hit by a truck than somebody being a part of this $1 million club. I think she put the number at 0.003%, not even a full fucking percent. So again, statistically speaking, to the person that put this up, you will not be getting there unless you do by some miracle, you just hit the jackpot and just start recruiting like crazy. It's not going to happen. Here's a screenshot that I found extremely interesting. It says, electrify. The impact of Monations sponsored 11 times more new market partners, enrolled 8 more new VIP members, 13 more GV or group volume, 8 more rank advancements, and 166% more in commissions and bonuses. This just goes to show that those who do attend Monat and they have certain doubts or they're starting to question things and they go to these types of events, they'll get, the word of the video today is reinvigorized and re-energized to just keep going, because eventually you're gonna get there, right? Like, we got here, you can do it too. Like, it's possible for everybody.
It's a full-time job and it's extremely time consuming and it's not as easy as it may appear to some people.
Is it really a vacation with your bestie or is it a work conference? From the looks of it, I think it's a work conference, not a vacation, babe. Of course, this would not be a Monat video if I do not feature Jimena Duque and Rachel Diaz. So here are their reels. I don't know if many of you even noticed, but there's also a very famous chef, at least in the Latino community. Her name is Jackie Marquez, who is also in Monat, and I'm most likely she's under Rachel, which would then make her upline Jimena Duque. What a small world. And the fact that she left such a marvelous career as a chef to sell shitty shampoos and some fucking vitamins in great value fizz sticks is quite honestly probably one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And speaking of fizz sticks, here we have all 3 of them.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
amigos, comunidad y somos equipo. Así de divertido es trabajar con nosotros. Translation, associates, friends, community, we are a team. This is how fun it is to work with us. So what have we learned today here, guys? Well, Monat and any other MLM company host these types of trips several times a year in order to brainwash these people so that they can keep the scam going. Secondly, this provides every single rep that attends these types of trips with the opportunity to create content so that they can create this feeling of FOMO, which in reality should not even exist because this trip is not even worth it. We have the prime example of Jimena Duque last year at Monations. She took a whole ass makeup crew and videographer to do her makeup for the entire week that she was there.
Aquí estamos. Bueno, cuando se viaja con la maquilladora es porque el evento va a estar bastante importante además.
Take clips and videos of her and her husband and her team that was with her every single time so that she could create stories, reels, even videos for Monat's YouTube channel or website. So they utilize these types of events in order to make it seem as though these trips are exclusives. They're extremely, in Spanish we say cotizado, like just really just, what's the word I'm looking for? That it's such a great opportunity, it's such a great thing to be at, and that you should strive for it the next time it comes up again. To me, this vacation is not even worth it. You have to essentially pay your way to get there, to even earn and qualify for this trip. Then you have to pay for all of these other extra stuff that comes up because they always have their Monat gear or anything else, like, you know, just extra stuff. You're spending more money than what you would have if you had just gone all on your own, and then you're stuck there going to all of these conferences on this supposed vacation, attending all of these receptions and meetings and what have you. How the hell is that a vacation? You get like one day or half a day to enjoy the location that you're at. And the other times that you're not at conferences or you're not at receptions, you spend there just making content. And I know that nowadays being an influencer or just creating content in general, it's a lucrative business, but such a concept of work and life balance does not exist when you're in an MLM because your life is your work. Because if you're not selling the lifestyle, then you're not recruiting people. And how else are you going to be making money? And on that note, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching everything that I am wearing. As always, I will be linking down below. Do follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. Those will also be linked down, and anybody that I've mentioned in this video will also be linked there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching and for your support. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.